Okay. Let me share this on this side. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to share this on my personal page. Anyway, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Living Life on Purpose. 5 steps to figure out what your purpose is. The 5 steps. So, I am Kristen R. Harris. I am a women's empowerment coach. I'm also an author, a speaker. I'm a wife. I'm a mother to 3 girls. And so I know all about balancing life and family and work. So I want to jump on here today really quickly. I want to share the 5 steps that I have practiced in my own life to get to my purpose. And so what's going on right now is that we are on the brink of 2017. And I don't want you guys to go into 2017 unprepared. I want you to be prepared. Be ready to get everything that God has for you. I know that at the top of the year, we make all these resolutions. We set these goals, whatever it is you call them. We create vision boards. And then we get to December of the same year, and some of us haven't accomplished anything. And I think it's because we're wandering around aimlessly, without a plan and without purpose. And so if you're in the social media realm, which I'm sure you are because you're watching me on Facebook Live, you've probably seen these memes that are basically, they make you feel bad if you have not, set all your goals for 2017. They're like, oh, if you haven't set any goals for 2017, by now you're already behind, and, all kind of stuff like that. Well, I'm not here to make you feel bad. Because what I realize is some people can't even set goals because they don't even know what they're supposed to be doing. Some people are just lost, and you need some guidance. So again, these 5 steps that I want to share with you are going to help you to discover your purpose. So what exactly is living life on purpose? If you have children, and like I said, I have 3 girls. If you have children, then like when my children are bickering and fighting, the first thing they do is run to me, and they're like, oh, she hit me. And then the other one will say, but it wasn't on purpose. And, it was an accident. So what is on purpose? It means that it was intentional. And that's what I need you guys to live intentional lives this year. God is intentional. When he created you, he was intentional about placing certain gifts and talents down in your belly. He was intentional about, coming up with your purpose, like what you would do while you were here on earth, how you could advance his kingdom, how you could impact his people. He was intentional about that. And so that's what living life on purpose is. It's living life intentionally. I don't want you to wake up every single day and just live life all willy-nilly. Whatever comes, whatever happens. No, your time here is short, okay? And you're not going to live forever. So I need you to be intentional about how you're spending your time. I need you to be intentional about the task that you do every single day when you wake up every morning. So that's what this is all about. It's all about living on purpose, because I want you to live intentionally. There's this quote by the late Dr. Miles Monroe, and I love this quote because it says that when purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. When you don't know why you were created, you will abuse and misuse your time, your energy, your resources, your gifts, and your talents. But the other thing is, not only will you abuse and misuse them, you will allow other people to do the same thing. So again, we're talking for the next few minutes. I hope you guys got a pen and a pad. If you're catching this on replay, make sure you jot down these 5 steps, because I promise you, if you really seek God and you follow these 5 steps, if you don't know why you were created, you can figure out by following these 5 steps, okay? So, number 1 is ask the manufacturer. If I gave you a microwave, if I gifted you a microwave and you had no idea what that microwave was for, and you didn't ask any questions, but you plugged it up and you started using it, and let's just say, you heard the humming noise, so maybe you thought it was a fan, so you're like, oh, okay, I can cool myself off. That was a fail. That didn't work. So then you said, okay, well, the microwave actually gets hot, so maybe I can dry my clothes, and you throw your clothes in the microwave. You can potentially start a fire. So not knowing what something is used for can be detrimental to, one, the product, and also to the people around. Because if you throw your clothes in the microwave because you don't know what the microwave is used for, and you start a fire, you're potentially putting the people in your house at harm, the people around, the surrounding houses. So when you don't know the purpose of something, you put the actual thing or person at risk, and you put the people around. And it's the same thing with you. When you don't know your purpose, like I just told you, you abuse and misuse yourself and your gifts and your talents, and then you put everybody else at risk. And how do you do that? Because there are people waiting on you to get in position to do what you're supposed to do. And so when you're not living life purposely, somebody is held up. You holding somebody up. Somebody is waiting on you. My pastor says all the time, one man's obedience is connected to so many other people's destinies. Somebody is waiting on you to get in position so that they can do what they want to do. So if I gifted you this microwave, and after all these unsuccessful attempts at trying to figure out how to use it, you didn't know how to use it, you finally just say, okay, let me check this out. And you see maybe it was made by GE or something. So General Electric made this microwave. Who do you think knows how to use it? If you don't, the manufacturer. Call General Electric and ask them, what do I do with this microwave? The same thing is true for you. If you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, ask the manufacturer. God knows exactly why he created you. There's a scripture in Ephesians 2:10. It's one of my favorite scriptures. It says, for we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared for us in advance to do. He created you to do good works. He knows what he created you for. If you don't have a clue, if you're lost, you just out here wandering aimlessly, ask the manufacturer. And he created you to do good work. So, of course, he wants you to know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. All you got to do is ask him. And, guys, I am an advocate for conversation with God. Like, I'm big on prayer, but I feel like people complicate prayer so much that so many of us feel like we don't know how to have a conversation with God. You have a conversation with God the same way I'm having a conversation with you. It's not difficult, and people have complicated it so that we feel like we got to hem and haw and get all riled up. No, just talk to him and listen for him to talk back. God is polite. He speaks to everyone. I've said this. If you guys have ever seen any of my videos before, if you've been in my Empowerments for the Everyday Mom group, if you've had a conversation with me, you know that I tell you, don't ever be in an intimate relationship with anybody that you cannot communicate with, that you don't know their voice. If you want to know why God created you, ask him, and he'll tell you. And if you feel like you don't know his voice, then I implore you to seek him and wrestle with God. Be like Jacob, wrestle with God until he blesses you you're like, God, take the scales off my ears. Like, I need to be able to hear. Remove any distractions. Take away, give me discernment. His word says that my sheep know my voice. So you should be able to hear him. So number 1, if you don't know your purpose, the first step is to ask the manufacturer. Number 2, find your passion. Your purpose is almost always connected to your passion. I remember when I was working as an engineer. For those of you who don't know me in real life, I started off working as a civil engineer. I got a degree in civil engineering. So I worked in that field for a total of about maybe 10 years, off and on. But it just wasn't my passion. It just wasn't what I wasn't passionate about it. I didn't love it. And I remember the day I graduated from college, I think it was May 10th, 2003. And my mother gave me a card, and I will never forget this card because this quote has just spoken to me. It's etched in my memory because it means so much to me. So the card said, on my graduation day, my mother gave me this card, and it said, it was a quote by Maya Angelou, and it said, "You can only become truly accomplished doing the things that you love. Never make money your goal. Instead, pursue the things that you love doing and do them so well that people can't take their eyes off of you." Now, so what Maya was saying, what Mama Angelou was saying is, you can only become truly accomplished at things that you're passionate about. So my mother gave me this card on my graduation day. I was graduating with a degree in civil engineering. And I'm like, yeah, dog, Mama, you couldn't give me this card 5 years ago? Because I would have saved some time and some money. Like, I wouldn't have been doing this engineering thing because I knew I wasn't passionate about it. But those words from Maya Angelou have stuck with me ever since then. So even those 10 years off and on that I worked in that sector, that has stuck with me. But I had to figure out what my passion was. So your passion is that thing that, number one, you would do if nobody even paid you to do. And what I realized is that I was sitting up on the phone with my girlfriends, with friends of other people. I would have people call me and they would say, "Oh, your cousin told me to call you because she said you could really help me." And so I would be on the phone inspiring, empowering, and uplifting, and those are my taglines, empowering, inspiring, and uplifting these women, pushing them to pursue their dreams, helping them move past these broken relationships and get back on track. And I was like, girl, this is what you do anyway. So my passion was to help these women. And if you guys know me, or if you follow me on social media, it should be very clear that I am very passionate about women succeeding. Like, I want women to win. I want to stand up and do the slow Taraji clap for everybody. Like, I just want us to win. So whatever I can do, whether that's giving you a word, whether that's, praying for you, whether that's supporting you or sharing your business or whatever it is, I want all women to win. So that's what I'm passionate about. And so the other side of that is, if it's something that you're not passionate about, that's probably not a part of your purpose. Like, why you can't be purposeful doing something that you care nothing about. If you are passionate about homeless people and every time you see somebody on the street, it just literally breaks your heart into pieces, you might be the answer that they need. You might be someone who's going to build this state-of-the-art, innovative, transitional home for homeless people. I don't know. I don't know what your purpose is, but I love you too, Nikita. Thank you, baby. But I don't know what your purpose is. So whatever it is you're passionate about, I mean, it breaks my heart too to see homeless people, but it doesn't affect me like that. Just like it may not affect you to see women win the way it affects me, but I know that that's my passion. So that's why I have to operate in my purpose. So step number 1, ask the manufacturer. Step number 2, find your passion. Step number 3, this is the one that most women or people in general, they don't want to do, and that's follow your pain. Nobody wants to deal with pain. Who wants to be in pain? I don't know anybody that likes pain, unless we're talking about like S&M pain, and that's a whole different video. But I don't know anybody who likes to be in pain. I love you too, Trevay. I don't know anybody who likes to be in pain. But the thing about it is, your greatest place of pain, I can almost guarantee your purpose is attached to that. And I know for me, my pain spans a lot. I mean, I've dealt with so many different facets, but it makes sense because who I am as someone who's connected to women and created to empower women, I've had to experience pain in so many different areas. I've dealt with, dealing with very close people who were on drugs in my life, and I had to navigate that. I've dealt with sexual assault. I had to navigate that. I've dealt with the pain of watching a child like almost slip away. I've dealt with that. I've dealt with relationships. Like, my breakups are like none other. I feel like I have the most dramatic breakups ever. So all those places of pain, that encompasses everything that women deal with. I've dealt with issues even in my house because, like I told you guys, I'm married. I have 3 children. I'm over here trying to build these brands. I'm still trying to be a daughter, a sister, a friend, all that. Like, trying to manage all that, that's hard work. And sometimes things get out of balance and communication is lost. And so then there's discord and confusion in my house. I can help women with that too because I've been in that place. I know what it's like to have no money and try to build a business, okay? To try to build platforms and build brands. I help women with that too. Let me show you everything that I learned. Let me give you the secret sauce. So your point of pain, baby, that's connected to your purpose. All that stuff that hurts, that's connected to your purpose. Don't run from your pain. And let me say this because I know that, again, nobody likes to be in pain. Nobody likes to hurt. Nobody likes the valley time. But I'm going to tell you this. The more anointed you are, the more pain you're going to deal with. Okay? So it just is what it is. If you got it, and I put a post up earlier this week, I said, when you got it, you just got it, and people around you know you got it. When you got it, and you just on, and you got it. And somebody asked me, they said, well, what is it? I said, it is the anointing, okay? Like, that's the oil on your life. When you are just anointed, like, just amazingly anointed, like God has some amazing things in your future, and you know because he's showing you a glimpse of where you're going, you're going to deal with more pain than the average person because he knows you have a high tolerance for pain. And he knows that whatever he puts on you is not going to break you. It's going to make you stronger. And the painful place is in the valley. It's painful in the valley, but the valley is where you can hear. That's where you get instructions. When he starts to elevate you, the higher up you go, the more noisier it is. But it's isolated in the valley. So he can give you instructions. He can build your character. He can do all that. So everything that you need to learn, you learn in the valley. So yes, the more anointed you are, the more painful it's going to be. And baby, I understand because I feel like I'm always in a season of pain. Like, I'm like, God, for real? But every time I come out of it, I'm like, man, I learned this. I grew here. I got rid of that. I got rid of this person because I was able to see clearer. So don't run from your pain. If anything, run towards it. Get through that situation so you can move on, because the longer you fight it, the longer you got to stay there. But again, your purpose is tied to your place of pain. I actually know a young lady. She's I won't call her name. I don't want if she wants anyone to know, but she just recently moved to Texas, and she was a teen mom, and I'm so inspired by her because she's starting this. Well, she had something here in Chicago, but she's gonna start it up in Texas, and she's doing a program for teen mothers. I'm sure that was a point of pain for her. It's not easy having a child as an adult, so I can't imagine being a teenager, but she's taking her point of pain and she's using that as her purpose. And I'll show you guys my book later, but my book is called Queens Turn Pain into Power. That's what it is. Turning your pain into power is using your pain to walk on purpose, to live purposely, to empower other people, to help God's people, all that stuff. Thank you guys so much for the love too, and thank you for sharing it. So, number 1, ask the manufacturer. Number 2, find your passion. Number 3, follow your pain. Number 4 is go for the great. What does that mean? Good is the enemy of great. If you're not operating in your purpose, you're living a mediocre life. Like, mediocrity can only dwell where you're not dwelling in your purpose. And so I talked about earlier, those jobs I worked when I was an engineer. I was mediocre and average at best, okay? Because you can't be great at something that that you're not purposed and that you don't have passion for. Like Maya Angelou said, you can only become truly accomplished as something that you love. And you can try your hardest, even if you're not trying. You can try your hardest to become great, but you're never going to be great. But when you're living on purpose, when you're those things that you can do effortlessly, those things that you can do so easily, like you can do with your eyes closed. I can go to sleep and somebody can call me in the middle of the night like, you know what, Chris, I'm dealing with this. I really want to, I tell people, don't tell me your dreams, okay? Do not tell me your dreams unless you're ready to live them, because I'm going to be on you. Like, I can do that in my sleep because it's natural. It's what God put down in my belly. It's purpose. Yes, it's purpose. So if you're trying to figure out what your purpose is, go for the great. If you only operating in mediocrity, you're being average at best, you're not living on purpose. Figure what are the things that you do and you do them so well. Like it's flawless. That's your purpose. That's connected to your purpose. If you can get in that kitchen and whip up a meal, like, you know, somebody called, they're like, you know what, I'm on my way over. You're like, okay, let me go in the kitchen and make some dinner. If you can get in there and whip up a gourmet meal in less than an hour and it's nothing to you, you didn't feel stressed, you had everything you needed, and even if you didn't have what you needed in the kitchen, you figured out how to make it work. Girl, like, that might be connected to your passion. To your purpose, because you're great at it. Anything you're just good at, it's probably not connected to your purpose, because the thing about purpose is purpose puts a demand on you. Purpose makes you go exceed everyone's expectations. It makes you please God. Your purpose is pleasing to God. So anything you do, like that scripture say, you don't work unto man, you do it as you do it for God. Like that's what purpose does. Purpose makes you get out there and just, do the doggone thing. You have to go for the great. So again, ask the manufacturer. Find your passion, follow your pain. Number 4 is go for the great. Number 5, this is actually one of my favorites. But this one is, it's a step, but it's the last step. But I like to go with the end in mind. So number 5 is write your epitaph. And what's your epitaph? You know, your tombstone, what's going to be on top of your grave when they lay your body to rest. What's going to be on that tombstone? What does your epitaph say? And so if we start with the end in mind, then everything that we do leading up to that point should be on purpose. It should be intentional so that we can make those words true. What are you saying? What do you want your life to speak when you leave? What is the legacy that you want to live, that you want to leave when you exit this earth? That's what it is. Write your epitaph. And so I'm giving you guys a homework assignment. And I want to see these answers. I want you to think about this. I want you to pray about this, but I want to see these answers. You only have 7 words to put on your epitaph. 7. That's not a lot, but that's complete. That's the number of completion. So you only have 7 words to put on your epitaph. What is it going to say? What do you want the world to remember you by? What is the impact that you want to make? What's the legacy that you want to leave? And so I'll share my 7 words with you. Mine says, the lives she impacted, only heaven knows. This is my 7 words. The lives she impacted, only heaven knows. What does that mean? That means that I want to empower, inspire, uplift so many people that I can't even trace it. Like, I don't even know how many people that is. But heaven knows. Like, God knows. Like, he knows every single person that my words inspire. He knows every single person who read a book. He knows every single person who watched a video, who showed up at an event, who bought a shirt, who was empowered by something that I did. That's what I want. I just want the number to be so that I can't count, like to be so magnanimous that I can't count it. I want my message, well, God's message through me, to go around the world over and over and over again. So I want the lives that I impacted to be so vast that only heaven knows. So everything that I do, I told you guys earlier, God is intentional, and we're supposed to be living intentionally, not just getting up being all willy-nilly. So every day I wake up, God, what can I do today that's going to ensure that when I die and my epitaph says the lives she impacted only heaven knows, I want that to be true. I don't want to lie. I don't want to be in the grave lying from the grave. I want that to be true. So God, what do I need to do today? I want to live on purpose every single day of my life. And I shared with you guys on another video, it's about daily bread. And daily bread is not just provisions for you to eat and clothes and shelter. Daily bread is daily information. God, I need daily instruction. I need instruction from you. I need plans. I need the steps. Show me every day the step I need to take that's going to get me to my destiny, that's going to get me to living life purposely, living life on purpose. So for the advancement of your kingdom, for the impact of your people, God, show me. I need daily bread. So that's your homework. I need you guys to come up with your 7 words. What do you want your epitaph to read when you die? When you leave this earth, what do you want the world to remember you by? Because if you start with the end in mind, then you can make sure that every single day you get up, every step you take, every task, every conversation, you'll make sure. Let me tell you something. I'm very intentional about everything that I do. I haven't always been that way. I've been out here living willy-nilly a lot too. But now, of course, I'm trying to build something, and I'm trying to make sure that everything is cohesive. But any social media post I put out, it's intentional. Like, it lines up with that vision. I'm trying to empower somebody. I'm trying to inspire. I'm trying to uplift. It lines up with me impacting lives. Everything you do, when you know your purpose, you should spend every waking moment of your life making sure that you're living on purpose. There should never be a moment where you are doing something that goes directly against that. That doesn't make sense. Remember, when purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. But when you know your purpose, everything you do should be feeding into that. All your gifts and everything that God put down in you, all those gifts and talents, it's for your purpose. And your purpose is for his purpose. Don't forget that. Your purpose is for his purpose. So let's just go over them really quickly again. It's 5 steps. Number 1 is ask the manufacturer. If you don't know, ask God. He made you. He knows why he made you, and he knows what you're useful to do. He knows what you can do to impact the kingdom, what you can do for his people, what you can do for him. Number 2, find your passion. Whatever it is that gets you all fluttery on the inside, I can almost guarantee that your purpose is connected to that. So find your passion. Number 2, follow your pain. Don't run from your pain. You have to follow your pain. Why? Because your pain, your point of pain is connected to your purpose. I'm not uncertain about that. I'm 100% sure that your point of pain has something to do with your purpose. Everything. The word says, Romans 8:28, for we know that all things work together for the good. So that's the good, the bad, the ugly, the hurt, the pain, all that. That's all a part of who he created you to be. If I tell y'all about my journey, like the stuff I've been through in life, and in that moment, I didn't understand it. I'm just like, God, why do I have to deal with all this? But now it makes sense. So that's number 3, follow your pain. Number 4 is go for the great. Don't settle for good. Don't settle for mediocrity. You could be great. Like if you're being great, if you're exceeding, even if you're blowing your own mind and you like, man, how am I doing this? That's how you know you're living on purpose. You know why? Because you're not operating in your own strength. God has put some super on your natural. It's sometimes when I write stuff, I'm like, girl, you wrote that? Like, I have to go back and read it. But that's how I know I'm living on purpose, because it's not me. God is flowing through me. He put some super on my natural, and I'm operating in the gifts. So go for the great. And number 5, like I said, is your homework. Write your epitaph. So that's it, guys. 5 steps to finding your purpose. I promise you, if you really enact those things and you engage God and you listen for his voice, there's no reason why you should be wandering around him aimlessly. God don't want that for you. His words say if anybody lacks wisdom, he should just ask me. I'll tell him without finding fault. He's not going to fault you because you don't know your purpose. He wants you to come to him and ask him. But you out here trying to figure out, you think you know what you're supposed to be doing. You like me. I'm going to be a civil engineer because I want to make money. He like, who told you that? Like, I made you. I know what you're supposed to be doing. So it's not too late. You're not too old. You can still pursue your purpose. So So with that, if anybody has any questions, feel free to answer. Feel free to ask and I'll answer. I want to share my book. So, Empower Moments for the Everyday Mom. If you guys don't have this book, you need to get it because this book is off the chain. And I'm not saying it because I wrote it. I'm saying it because God spoke through me. I'm telling you, I went back and read some of these chapters when I was doing the our virtual book club. And we're going to start a new book club in January. So get the book and you can join the book club for January. But I read the book for the first time as a mom and as a reader. And thank you, Trevay. I read it as a mom and as a reader, and I was like, man, girl, you wrote that? But again, I know that I'm living on purpose because I know it wasn't me. It was God. So get Empower Moments for the Everyday Mom, a 31-day devotional to empower your motherhood. It's full of raw stories. I'm very transparent. If you guys know me, you know God makes me tell all my business. So some juicy stuff in here. So that's Empower Moments for the Everyday Mom. This is my other book, Queens Turn Pain into Power. This is my latest book. I haven't even really been marketing it yet because I got so much going on. But you can find it on my website. It's actually a collaboration book. It's some powerful stories in there, ladies. These are women who have all overcome something. And I tell my story. I tell when I almost went to prison. And I was looking at 10 years in prison. I bet y'all didn't know that, did you? Yeah, that's in the book. I talk about growing up with parents who were substance abusers. I talk about sexual assault. I talk about relationships gone bad. I talk about all that. So you want to get the lowdown dirty on me? Read the book. But it's not even about that because you know me. At the end, it's all about empowerment. So you can get those books on my website, KristenRHarris.com. This is I'm the One That Got Away. Tomorrow and Friday, everything on the I'm the One That Got Away.com sites will be on sale. We're having a holiday sale. Everything is 50% off the original sale. We have bags, mugs, shirts, all that stuff. So again, this movement is all about empowering you to be the best that God created you to be. It's not just about relationships. Maybe you got away from a bad job. Maybe you got away from sickness. Maybe you got away from whatever it is. It doesn't mean the same thing to everyone, but it means something to every single person. So you can get that. And I'm also going to put the link to the ebook. There is an ebook that goes right along with the 5 points that I just gave you. So it goes a little more in depth than what I talked about on here. So I'll put the link in the caption, but it's KristenRHarris.net. If you go to KristenRHarris.net, you can download the free ebook. Okay? Thank you, Christy. I love you, sister. All right, so if you guys don't have any questions, I thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to share this video, watch it again. Anyone who's watching on replay, make sure you guys do your homework because I'm going to be looking for y'all homework. Make sure y'all tag me in it if y'all come up with those 7 words, okay? I love you guys. I love you, Trevay. Hey, Barbara, I see you just popped in. All right, guys, have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back one day soon, okay? Love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah.